So, are you ready to become a podcaster on podcast? Download the Anchor app. It's the easiest way to do podcasting and it's also free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's easy. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Good morning, my wonderful and beautiful kings and queens. How are y'all doing? I pray that each of you are having a blessed and safe day. All is well with you. Everything is going great. And even if it's not, you understand my voice, guess what? You have made it to a brand new day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, you have made it. And that right there is a blessing and miracle within itself. If this is your first time tuning into my podcast, my name is Candace E. Brown. I'm a certified life coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm also an author as well as a YouTuber. I am also owner and CEO of Sister and Sister Coaching. And what I do, I help women take their mindsets from rags to riches. I also help women with that self-love and self-confidence. Yes, because I believe that every woman is a queen, okay? It don't matter who you are, where you from, what age you are a queen, okay? Ladies, don't you let nobody else tell you any different. You understand what I'm saying? You are a queen, okay? So, for those of you that have been rocking with me for a while, I thank y'all so much for all the support, the comments, and everything. Thank y'all so much. But y'all know what I'm about to say. Listen. You need to fix your crowns, okay? Fix your crowns. I don't care if they falling off to the side. I don't care if they busted to pieces. I don't care if it's cracked in the middle. You have the power to fix your crowns, sis, okay? And there are some of you, I don't know what y'all waiting on, but there are some of you, you have not even fixed your crown. You haven't even picked up your crown. Sis, I need for you to bend down, pick up that crown, and walk like that beautiful, bold, wonderful, extraordinary queen that you are. All right. So, y'all, today is my baby's birthday. Riley turns 4 today. Y'all, it is a blessing. And I'm going to tell you how this podcast came about. This morning, I got up and I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe. Y'all, I love him. I'm telling you. Listen, if you want some real good wisdom, knowledge, and understanding about the Bible, about kingdom, listen to Dr. Miles Monroe. He's all over YouTube. He has books out. I'm telling you, this was a really, really great man. And I thank God for creating a person like that. And I thank God that he got into his purpose and he did not give up. And I just really thank God for him. So I love listening to him. I love his teachings. Oh my goodness, I love it. But I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe today. He was talking about crisis. And I can remember a time, let me tell y'all something. I can remember a time where my baby girl, Riley, I had her early. I had Riley at 7 months, y'all. 7 months. And y'all, this was the most, one of the most scariest thing that I had to deal with, because at 7 months, Riley was, she wasn't finished. She was only like 1.5 pounds, and I just was so scared. But I had to go into emergency C-section. But what was so funny that where I was at the time was I was sitting with this little old lady. She's so sweet, and God bless her. She went on home, but she had told me, she said, you finna get ready to have that baby. And I'm sitting up here thinking that this lady don't know what she talking about. Now, I remind you, she kind of had a little dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever. But let me tell you something. That lady knew I was in labor. I don't care what it was. She knew I was in labor. I said, I'm not in labor. She said, yes, you are. I went in that bathroom, y'all, and I was spotting. I said, Lord, she might be right. So I called her daughter. Her daughter was upset. She's like, oh my God. She thinking there's something wrong with mama. But I told her, no, I'm in labor. And I said, Your mama done told me, and I believe her. I can't argue with her. She done did this, but I done had a child, but this here don't feel, it felt different, y'all. I felt the contractions, but I'm like, I can't be in labor. It's too early. But she told me. But anyway, I got to the hospital, and oh my goodness, the nurse, I had knew her personally, and she said, just calm down. We're going to take care of everything, but we're going to have to go kind of fast, okay? And I told her, okay. But y'all, next thing I know, I was out. I mean, after that, I don't remember anything. I knew I had the oxygen put on me to get up. I was sitting in the 80s, and I was coming back around. But all I remember is my baby girl in the incubator. But I'm trying to figure out why she got all this stuff hooked up to her. So I'm like, Lord, what does this mean? And they say, she was a breech baby. She's okay. We finna get her to be put in the hospital. So there, my baby went to the one hospital. I'm at another. So I'm separated from my baby. And y'all, let me tell you something. This was a crisis for me. This was a whole crisis for me, not knowing this was an opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? See, I learned something this morning. In that crisis, I prayed. In that crisis, I found out some stuff. Even though I had not came into the true knowledge of who I was, I still knew what God could do. I still knew God as a healer. I still knew God as a provider. I still knew God as a comforter. I still knew God as a protector. See, I knew of God. But see, the woman that I am now, oh baby, me and God have a relationship. See, I really didn't have no relationship with God. But I'm telling y'all about the goodness of him. Even when you just call on him and you hearken unto him and you pray, he still will give you peace, even though you don't have the relationship that you have with him. That's the kind of God that we serve. We serve an awesome God, okay? I was still living in sin during this time, okay? I was going through stuff, but even in that, God still kept me and my baby. You understand what I'm saying? Going to that hospital, seeing my baby hooked up to all kind of machines was scary. The doctor telling me she's on a pound and a half. Doctor telling me her right side ain't gonna move. She might be paralyzed. Doctor telling me that we're gonna have to ship her to Atlanta because something going on with her lungs. All this stuff going on in my head. I didn't have my mother at the time because my mama had went on, and that was about the only person I could talk to. I talked to my sisters, but let me tell you something. It ain't nothing like that motherly love. Come on, somebody. It ain't nothing like having your mama there. Mama, what's going on? I ain't never dealt with this before. Lord, mama, my mama ain't here. Who can I call on? But I had to call on Jesus. Come on, somebody. Even in your crisis, you got to learn how to call on God. Okay, you got to call on God. You can't call on Sally. You can't call on Sue. You can't call on John. You can't call on Melissa. You can't call on Keisha. But you better call on Jesus. Come on, somebody, because God he gonna see you through everything. And let me remind you what Dr. Miles Monroe had to remind me today. Your crisis is an opportunity. Your crisis is an opportunity. That is an opportunity for God to flex his muscle. That is an opportunity for something greater. That is an opportunity for you to come up out that rut. God is trying to do something for you. So don't look at it as a crisis. You got to look at that thing as an opportunity. And when I looked at that thing, when I looked over there at my baby today, oh God, I thank you right now. I said, God, I thank you, because that was an opportunity. Woo, Jesus, that was an opportunity. But see, my mindset wasn't where it was then. See, I looked at it as a whole crisis. And I thought my baby was going to leave here, y'all, because the doctor kept telling me. But one thing I knew how to do, the one thing that I held on to, that my grandma and my mama taught me, was prayer. See, I didn't know all about this stuff right here. Baby, had I known about all of this, then, oh baby, but I knew about prayer. I knew to pray. And I said, Lord, I ain't got much faith. But the Bible says if you just got the faith of a mustard seed, it'll move a mountain, baby. So God say that's all the faith you got to have. If you ain't got nothing but a little bit of faith, that's all I needed, because I'll move on that little bit. Come on, somebody. You just got to have the faith of a mustard seed. God will move the mountain for you. Come on, somebody. And God moved that mountain for me. All I had was that little bit of faith, because I ain't have no big faith, y'all. I didn't have big faith then. See, my faith has increased in him now because we have a relationship together. I didn't have no relationship with Christ then. All I knew was how to pray and go day to day, and I pray, Lord, and I read scripture. I even read scripture to my baby in that incubator. I pull out my cell phone and pull up that Bible app, and I will declare and decree healing over her. I didn't even know what I was doing then. I was reading them healing scriptures, but I was declaring and decreeing that she was going to come up out of them. Honey, let me tell you something. Every day her health improved. Every single day I went back there, it was a better report. Every day I went back there, it was an improvement. She might have started out on the respirator. She left the respirator, went to the ventilator. Left the ventilator, went to oxygen. I come back in there, she on oxygen. And the doctor told me, he said, oh, baby, you got to fight on your hands. And in that, oh, God, I thank you. In that moment, let me tell you something. I still remember, I know God going to use her greatly. But see, she going to be a warrior for God. She going to be something serious for God. And it is my job. Oh, God, I thank you. It's my job to shape her into the woman that she's supposed to be. But God going to help me shape her. Let me tell you something. You better recognize who you got in your house. You better look at your children. Because, see, you don't know who you raising in your house. You don't even know. But I knew. I said, Lord, this child came into the world fighting. So I know she going to be a strong woman. A bold woman in the Lord. And I know the enemy may try her on every side. But one thing I do know, God got her on every side. Okay? God has her covered. God has her in his hands. He been had her since day one. And he showed me how he took her through the process. See, let me tell you something. Sometimes you, listen, not sometimes, all the time, you got to trust the process. And if I could show y'all how she went from that to breathing on her own, to sitting there, to rolling around and getting into stuff, then so I said, oh, Lord, this going to be a busy baby. To going to the next floor where if she was eating, now we got to the eating part. My baby stayed in the NICU unit for 1 month and a week. 1 month and a week. They told me, say, some babies don't stay longer. I knew there was a little baby in there. He was a baby boy. And him and my baby were about the same. They were about the same size. But every day that I went in there, I prayed over them babies. I prayed over each, not just my baby, but I prayed over all them babies. Let me tell you something. He was a little old bitty something. And he had been there for a while. And I said, Lord, if I could ever catch the parent that comes to see him, I want to pray with him, which I never could catch that parent. But I would see him and I would pray for him. And him and Riley be the same size. I said, Lord, I'm praying for these babies because they're special. They're precious, God. But I see how fast, oh God, I thank you right now. Y'all got to excuse me because I'm getting a little emotional right now because I know what God bought me from. And I know what he can do. And I'm looking at this in my mind, and I see the magnitude and I see the pace that God moved for me. Let me tell you something. Just that little bit of faith. I only had the faith of a mustard seed. And God moved so fast and so quickly. Didn't even seem like my baby had been in the hospital that long. My baby came home. Oh, God, I thank you. My baby came home the first week of November, and I was so happy. And it wasn't nobody but God. I thank everybody that was praying with us. I had people praying. But I also was praying that even in that, let me tell y'all something. Even in that, I was still having to deal with other stuff on the outside. Even inside that crisis, I still had another crisis going on. Okay? I still had to fight that mindset every day. Because you know the enemy come, yeah, that baby now ain't going to make it. That baby ain't going to do this. I still had to fight them thoughts. Me and her dad was not getting along. We was fussing and arguing more than ever. It had gotten worse. Okay? I'm telling you, I was on every side. But I'm like, Paul, baby, I might have been trying on every side. I might have been perplexed. But guess what? I'm going to press on. Okay, Paul, let me tell you something. I love Paul because Paul, he been trying and he had went through all that stuff. But guess what? Paul kept on trucking. Paul worked through that thorn in his side. And I have a video on my YouTube for all my podcaster listeners. Go and see that. Go and watch that video where you work through your thorns. Where you work through them. Sometimes you're going to have to work through this crisis. But it's not a crisis. It's an opportunity. It is an opportunity. Don't look at it as a crisis. Look at this as an opportunity that something great is finna come into your life. Because now that I look back over my life and I look back 4 years ago, at the natural eye, that was a crisis, but in the spirit, that was an opportunity. Because I look at her today, and I thank God, because that's an opportunity. See, I know God gonna do something great in her life. And let me tell you something. As long as you on this side, as long as you breathing, as long as you living, you gonna have trials and you gonna have tribulations. But you got to remember what the scripture said. Jesus already overcame everything. He bared all our sickness and diseases, everything. He already bared it on the cross for us. He already overcame all of this stuff. All we got to do is go through the process and trust the process, because something great is going to come out of this. Something great is going to come out of this. Let me tell you something. When Dr. Miles Monroe said that, and I went to think about it, I said, Lord, that's it. That's it. And let me also tell you something. In Ecclesiastes 3, chapter 3, verse 1, to everything there's a season. You got to know that everything has a season, y'all. It ain't going to always be like this. It ain't going to always be like this. Go and read that chapter. That ought to be enough right there to carry you through. Go and read Ecclesiastes 3. Go read the whole thing. Where it talks about there's a season, there's a time to live, a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up, a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time for war and a time for peace. There is a season for everything in your life. So if you crying in this season, that's okay. Go ahead and cry. Because those that cry, those that sow tears, you're going to reap joy. That's just a season. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. That's a season. Go, if you weeping right now in this season, that's okay. It's only for a season. You're not going to weep and cry always. Your joy is finna get ready to come. But you got to hold on to God. You got to hold on to faith. You got to hold on to hope. You got to trust God. You can't lean to your own understanding. You may not understand what's going on right now. You might be in the middle of a crisis, but that's okay because God got you. That's your opportunity to shine. Flip it around. Turn it around. Yeah, stuff might be going on right now, but I need for you to sit and say, this ain't no crisis. This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for something great to happen. You got to learn how to harness your hurt. Let me tell you something. You got to learn how to take all that hurt and that pain. You got to take it and you got to turn it in for your good. That's Romans 8:28. For we know that all things work together for our good. Those that love God and those that are called according to his purpose. You got to know that everything works together for your good. I don't care what it is. Even me having that baby early, that worked together for my good. Even in that time when she was in that hospital, it worked for my good. Let me tell you something. Everything that I ever been through, it worked for my good. And you got to know if God did it for me, he will do it for you. Anything that you go through, you got to know that God will work it for your good. That's your fuel, baby. Come on, somebody. I didn't mean to get up here and preach today, but that right there, that sermon that Dr. Miles Monroe, that blessed my soul. Crisis is an opportunity. That's your opportunity, baby. I don't care if you lost your job. That's an opportunity for you to go get a business. I don't care if you lost your house. That's an opportunity because God said that ain't your permanent address. It was only temporary. God gonna give you something better. Even if you lost your car, God gonna give you a better car. Come on, somebody. Even if you lost your mama, God, I thank you right now. Let me tell you what it'll do for you. When you lose your parent, what it did for me when I lost my mama, it didn't do nothing but enlighten the fuel in me and become the woman that I am today. And God knows I wasn't traded for nothing in the world. See, you got to get like that even if you lost a child. And I ain't never lost no child. But guess what you can do? You can let God use it for your good. You could turn it around. You could use all that hurt and that pain and let that crisis become your opportunity and do what God done told you to do. Get into your purpose and go on. That's how you make it. That's what I done found out. That your crisis is an opportunity. I don't care what you done did. If you dealing with COVID-19, baby, you better look it and say, baby, this ain't no crisis. This is an opportunity. Come on, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity. I'm going to keep saying it until it do something in your spirit that it done did for me. Even the people that broke your heart, it wasn't no crisis. It was an opportunity. Let me tell you something. If they walked out of your life, that's all right. It ain't no crisis. It's an opportunity. Come on, somebody. I don't care what you went through. It's an opportunity. It ain't no crisis. It's an opportunity. You got to learn how to take it and use it for your good. Oh, God, I thank you this morning. I ain't mean to get on here and do no preaching, but y'all know I can't hold the spirit, man. When he get on me, he be ready to get out. So I had to get it out. But I want to encourage somebody. Today, I want to share that little story with y'all. That your crisis is your opportunity. Use it. Use it. You don't even know. That could be a book. That could be a course. That could be anything. Anything. That's your ticket out, baby. That could be your ticket right there to becoming a billionaire. You don't even know it. That crisis that you going through, that thing that you going through, God can take it and use it, and that could be your way out of poverty. Y'all ain't say, "Ooh, Lord, have mercy." Let me tell you something. That right there blessed my soul. That blessed my soul, y'all. When he said that this morning, I was in my living room. I had to get up from there. I'm like, Lord, now come on now. You preaching today. Your crisis is an opportunity. I don't care what you went through. It's an opportunity. You got to look at it as an opportunity. You can't look at the physical, what's going on. You got to go into the spirit realm and look at it and say, Lord, this is an opportunity. I may not understand what kind of opportunity it is, but God is an opportunity. And I know you're going to work it out for my good. And guess what? He going to do just that. He going to work it for your good. Oh, Lord, I thank you. Oh, thank you. All right, y'all. All right, I'm going to get on off of here. But I just want to make a couple of announcements for all my ladies out there, all my queens. Don't forget that me and my wonderful sister Talisa, we are having our 8-week mentorship sisterhood. If you're interested, please go to my website, mindsetchange21.com, and sign up today. The cost is only $10 a month. We're going to be going in 8 weeks strong. And let me tell you something. God been dealing with me with this, and baby, it's going to be good. It's gonna be good. If he working on me and he been working on her, man, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. So please don't miss out. For all my ladies, you could be single, you could be engaged, you could be married, you could be a single mother. We are not limiting this. What we do push single mothers because we're single mothers, but guess what? We pushing our sisters, period. If you a woman, period, I don't care what color, what race you are, it does not matter. You are my sister. And guess what? I am my sister's keeper. Okay, that is my creed. I am my sister's keeper. I don't care what color woman you are. I don't care what nationality. You my sister, okay? And if I see my sister in the trenches, it is my job to go back and pull my sister up out their trenches, remind her who she is, and look, sis, put this crown on. Fix it. It's crooked. That's all right. Fix it, and let's keep stepping, because we got to go over here and help our other sister out the trenches. It's our job to pull one another up out the trenches. You see your sister over there falling behind. You see her going through. Get over there and help her fix her crime. Pray with her. Encourage her, because guess what? It's going to come a time where you're going to need the same thing. You're going to need the encouragement. You're going to need that strength. You're going to need that push in this season. Come on, somebody, because I need it sometimes. But guess what? That's our job, to help one another, because I'm telling you, we are a sisterhood. Come on, somebody. And as Ty says, find your tribe. Baby, I done found my tribe. Have you found your tribe? I done found my tribe. But anyway, y'all, please join us. And we're going to be starting October the 6th, that Wednesday night. And we're going to start 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be on Zoom, okay? Also, if you're looking to fix your mindset, ladies, my course is up on the website as well. 10 steps to restore your crown. It's all about mindset and everything. It's also, like I said, it's also on my website as well. All right, let me get up and get ready for this baby celebration. We thank God. Ooh, Lord, we thank you. But anyway, I thank God for each and every one of you. May each and every one of you have a blessed and safe and wonderful Sunday. This has been Coach Candace B, and I'm signing off until next time. You guys take care. Bye-bye.